this is not just some sort of interesting intellectual exercise, but basically that what we're meditating on the Lord's God's existence for us. There's this Ratzinger talks about this pro-existence, that he exists for us. Obviously, within the Trinity, God exists. Father exists for Son, Son exists for Father, Spirit for each, and all three ways, and then we're incorporated into that pro-existence. So Father, Son, Holy Spirit making themselves for us, right? And then we are incorporated into that. We are for them, right? So all that we do is not, just for myself. By dint of being baptized, receiving the Eucharist, entering into matrimony, or receiving holy orders, or being consecrated in poverty, chastity, obedience, any of these things are being incorporated into this pro-existence, right? And simply, attending Mass on a weekday and receiving the Eucharist, that's what I'm being incorporated into, right? So it's a being for, and Ratzinger has this great line in his Holy Week volume. If we're able to grasp this sense of into it we're incorporated into this pro-existence of God, we have come very close to the mystery of Jesus, right? And we have understood, or come close to understanding, what discipleship is. So this gets at the heart of what discipleship is. Entering into the fellowship of his sufferings. This is St. Paul's language. We enter into the fellowship of his sufferings, conform to his death. All of this is, it's what I love about what I feel like Balthasar and Ratzinger showed me is this Trinitarian ecclesial interplay, right? That includes me, the individual, right? And that Christ's bleeding heart, can sort of become my bleeding heart, right? That St. Paul, in one of his letters, begs his readers, like open wide your hearts. Our hearts are open wide to you. So this sort of the way in which St. Francis receives the stigmata, and St. Paul says that he bears the marks of Christ, that this simply by receiving the sacraments and living a sacramental life, that we are bearing those marks of Christ.
Absolutely. So one of my favorite verses, Galatians 2:20, where it's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me.
Yes.
Okay. So when that is in effect in the believer, in the Christian who is ardently striving to be not just living like Jesus, but living Jesus, then especially when that person is participating in the Eucharist, they're once more drawn up into everything you just described. The being for, because you can't really be for someone else without being vulnerable, and you can't love without being vulnerable. And so all these things, it isn't. I don't think it suffices to say that it's two sides of the same coin. I don't think there's two sides. I think it's just the one side.
Right.
And I think because of the way that that our minds work, we have to reason slowly and through time and space. We're coming to this understanding now, 20 centuries on, of something like we said maybe 45 minutes ago. This is latent in the tradition, but it's being it's kind of being hashed out now, because we have enough distance from the past to see it and to pluck it out. So here we are. It's 2024, and Jeremiah Barker and I are telling you, the listener, the viewer, that you should immerse yourself in the sufferings of Christ, because that's how you gain the kenotic love and the vulnerability that you need to truly be for God. God was so, I don't mean for this to sound trite or cliche, immensely poured out and vulnerable for us. we owe him that if we love him.
That's right. He's held nothing back. Yeah. I love the way that that Balthazar closes his preface to the second edition of Mysterium Pascale, just saying that the eternal kenosis of the Father that will never be pulled back. That's precisely what we see in the Mass. The blood of the Son poured forth, the body given, and that is our template. That's what we enter into.
Ladies and gents, the preview is over. To watch the full video, go to canon211.locals.com and become a member, become a supporter, get access to exclusive content, stay in touch with the Canon 211 community. Well, that's it for today. Never give up. Keep on smiling. And memento mori. Cheers.